Hi laddies, we're back!
An Irish accent, dude?
Well, you know, old chap, people have a lot to say about the way I talk.
Now an English one. Are you gonna do this for the entire show?
Well, habibi, what if I do this in an Arab accent?
Don't.
Niet? How about a Russian one?
We need to talk. Welcome back to Sixth World Radio, and this is The World in Technology.
Or twit! Our first tech news comes from Bill Gates, and he's done feeding Jimmy Fallon poopy water. He's now scared that the Terminator, I mean artificial intelligence, will replace us.
He has joined the likes of Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking in this issue. He was recently on a Q&A of Reddit, raising it and said, I am in the camp that is concerned about superintelligence. First, the machines will do a lot of jobs for us, and not be super intelligent. That should be positive if we manage it well. A few decades later, though, artificial intelligence is strong enough to be a concern. I agree with Elon Musk and some others on this and don't understand why people aren't more concerned.
I'm more concerned about Microsoft. Speaking of Microsoft, they held a media conference titled Windows 10, The Next Chapter, which displayed Cortana, their AI integration with the OS, their goofily named new browser called Spartan, and to make your Halo experience complete, a HoloLens augmented reality eyewear.
Microsoft ended all the threads in tech after the read, and the word cool was said a lot. Would it work?
Of course not. It took Xbox 1 year to understand Xbox On, and it still doesn't sometimes. On other wearable tech news, Google Glass says bye bye. Google has recalled the eyewear and retired it in its current form. The company has said it will focus on future versions of the glass, with work carried out by a different division from before.
Bringing us to Samsung's VR. Not to be left behind and allow others to earn those big dollars, Samsung has stepped into the VR game.
Although their VR headset is nothing but a couple of lenses and a Galaxy phone strapped in it, it is still powered by Oculus. What does that mean? Is it an Oculus Rift or not?
Nope. The overall reviews of the product is horrible. The words not comfortable and fogging came up from multiple sources.
Sticking to the VR theme, the American news network Vice debuted virtual reality news broadcast of the US Millions March.
The Vice News VR Millions March film was shot using a 360-degree camera system that followed Vice News correspondent Alice Perry through the march.
And that's not all. VR went to Sundance and dominated it. They had a number of movies on display like Birdie, in which you fly, Project Syria, in which you're stuck in a rocket attack, and Perspective, in which you can be either a man or a woman in a creepy sexual assault situation. I don't want to be either. What's wrong with TV?
You're old. Filmmakers say they can't remember being so excited, and so am I.
You're spoiled. Moving on to druggy drones. A drone carrying 3 kilos of meth crashed into a parking lot near US-Mexico border.
While the likes of Amazon and Google are still figuring out how to use drones to deliver merchandise, I think the drug dealers have got it.
You know who's not got it? An unnamed intelligence worker. This intelligence worker was, in quotes, hammered, and he crashed his drone in the White House, which set the world media ablaze. President Obama could feel the crash all over here when he was asked about it by our own media.
The Chinese makers of the drone have offered to fix the DJI Phantom drones from entering no-fly zones.
It's not gonna work. People will just hack into it. Get your guns ready, Secret Service. Hunting season is on.
On better news, Uber delivers puppies. Yes, the Uber cab service for $30 offered office workers in 10 cities across the US to use the company's app to order 15 minutes of cuddle time with the adoptable dogs. The deliveries were part of a promotion for the season's upcoming Puppy Bowl 11 special.
Puppy Bowl? That's America for you. On some really impressive news, LG has made shatterproof plastic-based OLEDs, which will make your devices bend-proof.
The current bendable displays are glass-based and can only provide a limited 75mm bending radius. LG is now working on plastic-based OLED displays that are much more flexible and have an increased bending flexibility of a 30mm radius.
This display may not qualify as one of the best in terms of quality compared to other glass displays right now, but it could get quite close. LG intends to use it not just in smartphones but also in tablets, wearables, PC monitors, TV, car dashboards, and even interior design.
Android is catching up to iOS. Maybe. According to DAUP, a game marketing company, they have found that Android's average revenue per user, ARPU, has seen a steady increase.
The article goes on to say, according to the company back in January 2014, Android's ARPU was 20% of what iOS developers enjoyed. However, by the end of the year in December, Android's ARPU had risen to 65%. Granted, this still pays some behind iOS, but it is pretty huge leap within a year time frame. Those are a lot of numbers, but I think it means it's good.
I do too. But Tim Cook, Apple CEO, doesn't seem a least bit worried. He recently said Android users just love the new iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, citing that the last quarter saw the highest number of Android switchers over the last 3 launches.
Sticking to Apple news for a bit, it sounds like Apple may have thugged the Nexus 6 out of a fingerprint sensor.
Former Motorola chief executive and now Dropbox CEO Dennis Woodside revealed in a chat with the UK newspaper The Telegraph that the original intent for the Nexus 6's backside dimple was for a sophisticated fingerprint sensor. Apple was the best supplier.
That's not all. Apple has a new deal with a payment solution provider, USA Technologies. Apple Pay will be available for nearly 200,000 self-serve retail locations. Things like vending machines, laundry machines, parking pay stations, kiosks, coffee brewers. Hey, Apple wants to do laundry. What can be said about that?
Finally, moving on to Facebook. It had a rough week. It went down for a couple of hours and the world freaked out. Then Lizard Squad, the hacktivist group responsible for the DDoS attack on PlayStation and Xbox, took responsibility for hacking it.
It seems like the reptiles were lying. Facebook sent out a message to all medias that the trouble was internal and they had fixed the issue.
Sticking to the Facebook theme,
White and blue?
shut up! The Winklevoss twins, or the Winklevi, the ones who originally hired Zuckerberg to make the site for him and then sued him over it?
The arrogant rowers we saw in the movie?
Yeah, those guys. They're planning to launch US's first Bitcoin exchange and they call it Gemini. In addition to providing a secure exchange for individuals and businesses to trade in Bitcoin, Gemini says it's working with the federal and state governments to ensure it fully complies with cryptocurrency and consumer protection laws and regulations.
Our last news article comes from everybody's favorite, YouTube. It has now moved away from Flash to HTML5. Why is this so important? Because one of the greatest innovators of our generation, Steve Jobs, had constantly trashed Flash by saying it has one of the world's worst security records, and most Flash-based websites will need to be rewritten to support touch-based devices. And if developers need to rewrite Flash websites, why not use modern technologies like HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript? And he did that all without drinking poopy water. I'm Ishaan Lalit.
And I'm Karthik. Please subscribe and share our channel and stay tuned for more content.
And let me ask you, where did you crash your drone? Ow!
Welcome back to Sixth World Radio.
Go again.
He's ripping his jacket off.
and scratching my chest.
Scratching your titties.
My nipples are hard.
Weird take problems. Waiting to take sip.
This is a good outtake, by the way.